Greetings, esteemed guests, as you find sanctuary within the clandestine embrace of the Nexus Inn. Here, you are not mere spectators, but covert participants in the unfolding saga of the Seven Realms. Picture this inn as your refuge, where, as seekers of knowledge and adventure, you've come to hear the tales woven by me, Grimwald, the innkeeper and guardian of ancient lore. The soft murmur of these enchanting stories has likely reached your ears, beckoning you to this covert haven. It is my sacred duty to share the knowledge and wisdom contained within this historical tome, so we never repeat our mistakes again. Tonight, nestled in this magically reinforced and protected inn in the heart of Eldoria, I will unveil the story of where it all began to unravel so terribly. Let us strive for understanding by delving into tales where the past dances to life in vibrant hues of magic and mystery. Draw near, for within these walls, the chronicles of bygone eras eagerly await your listening ears, and rest assured here, in the secrecy of this inn, the knowledge shared carries a weight of both significance and discretion. Embrace the stories, dear seekers, not merely as a source of wonder, but as a beacon of responsibility. Within the hidden walls of the Nexus Inn, you bear witness to narratives that have shaped the very fabric of the Seven Realms. The wisdom enshrined in these tales is not a mere indulgence, but a responsibility thrust upon those who hear it. As you absorb the echoes of history, recognize the imperative to utilize this acquired knowledge for the betterment of our realm. Let these stories ignite a flame within you, compelling you to navigate the present with the guidance of the past, ensuring that the same errors are not repeated. In this covert space, the tales shared carry not only the weight of secrecy, but also the responsibility to wield newfound wisdom with discernment and purpose. Let us adjourn to my study where the teapots are warm and the biscuits await your indulgence. Feel free to help yourselves to the delightful treats spread around. Once you have your cuppa in hand and a biscuit or two, find a comfy spot amidst the cushions or chairs. Let the enchanting aroma of the tea mingle with the promise of tales from the Seven Realms. The stories are about to commence, and I assure you the journey will be nothing short of magical. So it begins in the before. In a time obscured by the mists of history, there existed an age where people held the profound wisdom of all seven realms, a knowledge that has since slipped away from the grasp of the majority. Those who cling to the threads of this ancient lore are venerable beings, their lifespans extending across the span of centuries, and many among them have sought solace in the quiet embrace of solitude. Within the gentle murmurs of isolation, some weave intricate tales of distant realms, sharing their stories in hushed tones, often echoing through the ears of wide-eyed children. These narratives compose a rich tapestry of fantastical places where the very essence of adventure unfolds like petals in bloom. Yet, as time weaves its intricate patterns, these tales undergo a metamorphosis, seamlessly blending the threads of truth and fantasy into a fabric that breathes life into the realm of imagination. In that bygone era, stable portals linked the realms, tended by wielders of potent magic. People traversed these gateways for trade and leisure, fostering a tranquil interchange between realms. A spirit of cooperation thrived, intricately knitting the realms together in peaceful discord for the benefit of all. Yet, as the sands of time continued their inexorable journey, the once sturdy bonds between realms began to fray. Within this enigmatic period, relations among the realms withered and a pervasive atmosphere of distrust took root. The exact details of this unraveling remain elusive, obscured by the veils of history. Still, like an echo through the corridors of time, whispers of angels departing Umbrathorn linger as the catalyst, a mysterious turning point that casts shadows across the interconnected realms. In the realm of Umbrathorn, a rich tapestry of fantastical beings thrived in harmonious coexistence. While the appearance of many inhabitants might be perceived as monstrous by outsiders within the boundaries of Umbrathorn, they were simply regarded as individuals, each celebrated for their unique attributes. Here, judgment was not cast based on superficial appearances, but rather focused on character abilities, and personality. This inclusive perspective set Umbrathorn apart, fostering a community where diversity was embraced. However, exceptions to this rule existed, primarily embodied by the angels. Their presence introduced a peculiar dynamic as they unduly emphasized physical looks over intrinsic quality. Additionally, the Lycan people, influenced by their interactions with other realms where appearance held greater significance, also found themselves subject to a degree of scrutiny. The departure of the angels from Umbrathorn remains a topic of spirited debate in certain circles. It stands as a philosophical puzzle, an enigma pondered by those intrigued by the elusive nature of the event. Despite the uncertainty surrounding the specifics, the departure did occur, and the tales that unfolded in the aftermath are the very stories you are about to delve into. Bear in mind that the details, transmitted verbally across generations, may be subject to debate and correction as new information comes to light. What is generally accepted as the catalyst, the chain of events that led to the angels' departure from Umbrathorn, unfurled in the ominous shroud of a magical darkness that clung relentlessly to their lands. A spectral gloom descended, causing days to shorten and nights to stretch, casting an unyielding shadow upon the once lustrous, angelic domain, even in the sunlit hours. Within this haunting darkness, a growing discontent festered among the angels. Not only were they distressed by the lack of sunlight, which hampered their crops and livelihoods, but a deeper sense of entitlement gnawed at them. The angels, blinded by their own perceived beauty, felt a yearning for superior territories within Umbrathorn. Their envy towards their fellow residents amplified as they believed their unparalleled beauty entitled them to the finest lands. The sense of entitlement reached its zenith when the angel king and queen, in a display of audacity, demanded improved lands from the demon king. Their covetous gaze was fixed upon annexing the fertile territories inhabited by the Lycan people, with little regard for the well-being of the Lycan inhabitants. However, the demon king, embodying wisdom and fairness, responded to their demands with reason. Firmly refusing the request to cede territories to the angels, he extended an offer to collaborate in finding a suitable alternative. The demon king's rational response set the stage for the unfolding events that would ultimately lead to the angels' departure from Umbrathorn. Upon the demon king's resolute denial of their request for the lands of the Lycan people, the angels harbored bitter sentiments as they rejected his offer of assistance. In response, they embarked on a quest for a new home, traversing all 7 realms, though our knowledge remains confined to their experiences in Lumine and Eldoria. The details of their journeys and activities during this period elude our understanding. However, it appears evident that the angels were not merely seeking refuge, but actively engaging in actions that sowed discord against the high authority, the demon king, and the residents of Umbrathorn. The exact nature of these actions remains shrouded in mystery. As the angels navigated the diverse realms, attitudes toward the citizens of Umbrathorn underwent a drastic transformation from predominantly positive to suspicious and overwhelmingly negative. The records provide no clear account of the specific events that led to this shift, leaving a void in the narrative. One could speculate that the angels, in their pursuit of gaining support, deployed a smear campaign against the realm and its esteemed leadership, particularly the demon king, with aspirations to claim the high authority and consolidate power within Umbrathorn. Despite these suspicions and the uncertainty surrounding their activities, the angels surprisingly chose to expatriate to Lumine without prior notice. It remains a reasonable deduction that they might have disseminated disparaging remarks about their fellow Umbrathorians during their sojourn across the realms. This negative discourse, combined with the distinct appearances and cultural nuances that set Umbrathorn apart, contributed significantly to the shifting attitudes of people in other realms. In the realm of Eldoria, where a preference for technology overshadowed ethereal abilities, the arrival of angels was met with apathy and mild, uninterested sympathy. The angels found themselves confronting a populace indifferent to their celestial nature, as Eldoria held a near-hostile stance toward anything even remotely magical or ethereal. Despite the apparent dismissal of Eldoria as a viable option, the angels left an indelible mark on the few magic users who had been living in clandestine seclusion within Eldoria. These individuals, who had long concealed their magical abilities due to the dominance of technology, found themselves stirred by the presence of the celestial beings. The encounter with the angels sparked a subtle but notable awakening among the magic users, who had silently observed the gradual decline of magic in the face of advancing technology. In the tranquil realm of Lumine, where empathy was woven into the very fabric of daily life, the angels discovered the solace they sought. The inhabitants of Lumine, known for their non-combative and easygoing nature, embraced the celestial visitors with open hearts, drawn not only by the realm's absolute beauty and fertility, but also by the genuine warmth of its magical beings. Lumine became an irresistible haven for the angels. After bitterly rejecting the offer of assistance from the demon king in Umbrathorn, the angel royals set their sights on Lumine, lured by its superior lands and the perceived hospitality of its populace. As the people of Lumini extended a friendly welcome to the visitors, they were happy to share their realm temporarily. However, unbeknownst to them, the angels envisioned a more permanent arrangement. The angels, driven by their own desires and a sense of entitlement, never formally asked to immigrate but simply assumed residence in Lumine, unintentionally unsettling the delicate balance that had long defined the realm's peaceful existence. Continuing their migration to Lumine without any prior announcement, the angels en masse constructed magnificent cities with little regard for the native residents, displacing many without apology. However, the initial warmth and welcoming atmosphere soon diminished as the angels, acting as the ultimate authority, assumed control over the entire realm, a concept unfamiliar to Lumine. In Lumine, the angels, fueled by an unwarranted sense of superiority, imposed a draconian government amalgamating Umbrathorn's high authority and Eldoria's commerce-driven governance. They declared themselves Lumine's new rulers, dictating every aspect of the native citizens' lives. This oppressive regime mandated tributes of goods and gifts as a form of gratitude for the angels' governance, disrupting Lumine's once harmonious coexistence. The angels, blinded by their perceived wisdom and fairness, believed they were rescuing Lumine from an alleged state of barbarism, despite the realm's historical peace and respect. The Lumine inhabitants, now subjected to exploitation and exclusion, felt resentful, helpless, and rebellious. Their once free existence was replaced by a system that coerced them to use their gifts for the angels' benefit. The angels, however, saw themselves as benevolent saviors, proud of their accomplishments in molding Lumine into their idealized vision. The stark contrast in perspective sowed discord, with Lumine's natives yearning for the restoration of their original way of life, while the angels remained oblivious to the damage caused by their misguided governance. The native citizens found themselves grappling with growing discontent, resenting the rule imposed by foreign leaders. The angels' governance brought about restrictions on city access and the imposition of annual tributes, a stark departure from Lumine's accustomed way of life. The once harmonious realm now faced the strain of a governance clash, struggling to adapt to the imposed changes and the unfamiliar rule. The sudden influx of angels into Lumine stirred discontent among the realm's inhabitants, a vibrant tapestry of sprites, fairies, pixies, elves, dwarves, and various magical beasts, including majestic Pegasa. The native denizens, deeply upset over their new angelic neighbors, collectively yearned to see them depart from their cherished realm. Faced with the challenges brought by the unwelcome residents, the Lumine inhabitants sought assistance from Umbrathorn to address their growing squatter issue. To their dismay, their journey to Umbrathorn was obstructed by an impenetrable room enveloping the portal, a stark departure from the realm's previous welcome to visitors. This unforeseen development left the Lumine envoy puzzled and disheartened. In their previous experiences, Umbrathorn had always welcomed visitors. The envoy seeking the Demon King's assistance found themselves bereft of hope when they discovered they were no longer welcome in Umbrathorn. Confused and upset, yet resigned to living with their unwanted angelic colonizers, they returned to Luminae with heavy hearts. Unbeknownst to the people of Luminae, the angels' attempt to garner support for their cause had inadvertently caused considerable damage to the reputation and image of Umbrathorn in the hearts and minds of those across the 7 realms. The unintended consequences of their thoughtless words and selfish actions would reverberate through the interconnected realms, adding a layer of complexity to the unfolding narrative. You see, in the intricate web of realms, Umbrathorn, once celebrated for its diverse inhabitants skilled in alchemy, philosophy, healing, and knowledge, had also recently undergone a drastic transformation. The turning point came with the departure of angels, the ethereal beings whose beauty had been an inspiration, immortalized in statues and portraits. Their abandonment marked a shift in perception, where the once revered realm and its inhabitants were now seen with fear and suspicion. The unforeseen consequences of the angels' malicious rumors and ultimate departure to Luminae rippled through Umbrathorn. While the realm had thrived as a center of knowledge and collaboration, the absence of celestial beings led to an unsettling void. In their wake, the angels who had spoken ill of Umbrathorn across the 7 realms succeeded in sowing seeds of prejudice and changing the attitudes of visitors. As the negative image spread, it affected the realm's reputation, turning its diverse inhabitants, including zombies, demons, werewolves, and vampires, into feared monsters. The leaders of Umbrathorn, including the Demon King, recognized the growing hostility and took measures to protect their citizens. In response to the shifting attitudes and to shield Umbrathorn from potential threats, the Demon King erected an impenetrable room around the stable portal. This protective measure aimed to safeguard the realm from the external influence fueled by the angels' damaging narratives. The portal closure became a necessary step to shield Umbrathorn's citizens from the consequences of the celestial beings' actions and preserve the realm's harmonious existence. The dual conflicts unfolded as Umbrathorn grappled with the profound sorrow of losing celestial beings, while Luminae witnessed a shift from warmth to resentment as angels, disregarding the existing inhabitants, constructed splendid cities to fulfill their desires. The repercussions of these choices continued to ripple through the fabric of reality, entwining a narrative of loss, betrayal, and the clash of realms. Umbrathorn seethed with sorrow at the departure of an entire race, compounded by the distrustful attitudes and unkind treatment inflicted on its citizens by visitors from distant realms. Faced with this heart-wrenching loss and perceived injustices, the Demon King, driven by paternal instinct, embarked on a quest to create a sanctuary for his young son, Nocturnex. The construction of a new castle unfolded, a stronghold destined to cradle the future heir. Meticulously woven around a single stable portal in Umbrathorn, the fortress featured an impenetrable room enveloped in protective magic at the very heart of the portal. As outsiders ventured into Umbrathorn, they encountered only a cold, foreboding chamber without any visible entry, an unspoken message resonating through the darkened space. Umbrathorn had sealed its doors to all visitors. In a realm devoid of living magic users with the knowledge and power to create new portals, a formidable barrier stood in place. The once inviting gateway remained sealed until the day the impenetrable room would graciously unveil its secrets, allowing entry to those daring enough to seek passage into the shadowed realm of Umbrathorn. Thus, as the sands of time shifted, the once vivid memory of angels dwelling in Umbrathorn gradually faded from the collective consciousness. In Luminae, the angels consolidated their dominion, extending their influence to embrace magic using human exiles from Eldoria into their ranks. To prevent an overwhelming influx of newcomers, the resilient dwarf race sought refuge in the mountainous heights, standing as stalwart guardians over the pass leading to and from their portal. Luminae thus transformed into a realm where angels and magic-wielding humans forged a unique alliance, while the dwarves maintained a steadfast watch over the precarious equilibrium between realms. The narrative, which might have neatly concluded with Luminae and Umbrathorn sealing their portals due to their escalating conflict, took an unexpected turn. Another realm, driven by an insatiable appetite for greed, stood on the brink of closing its portal as well, adding another layer of complexity to the unfolding tale. As Grimwald continued weaving the tapestry of tales, he paused, a sombre expression etching his features. "Dear travellers, what I'm about to share ventures into forbidden realms, the untold history of our very Eldoria. The secrets of this story may unravel the threads of time, revealing truths hidden for reasons we may not fathom. Should any of you wish to step away, for what we are about to uncover is a burden some may find heavy to bear, now is your moment to leave my study." A hushed murmur filled the room as the gravity of Grimwald's words sank in. After a moment, a traveller spoke. "We are seekers of truth and knowledge, Grimwald." "Proceed! We are prepared for the journey ahead." Grimwald nodded, his eyes reflecting gratitude for their resolve. "Very well, my astute companions. If you are sure you are prepared for the responsibility this knowledge brings, then let us continue unravelling the story of the forbidden history of our Eldoria." Grimwald leaned forward, his eyes shining with a mixture of gravity and anticipation. "Seekers of truth, you are now entrusted with the sacred responsibility that accompanies the knowledge we are about to unfold. These tales, rich with the secrets of our realms, are to be shared cautiously, concealed within the tapestry of fables and fairy tales. Through these vessels of enchantment, the threads of truth can be woven, preserving the essence while shielding the core from the uninitiated. Moreover, the path to this inn, guarded by the enigmatic key, is a journey shrouded in riddles. As you absorb the revelations within these walls, so too must you become custodians of these mysteries. Craft riddles, puzzles that only those worthy of the truths may decipher. Let them embark on the quest, just as you have, to find the Nexus Point Inn and experience the tales firsthand. In this way, the legacy of our realms shall endure, passed down through the ages in whispers, fables, and riddles, a testament to those who sought, discovered, and bore the weight of knowledge. "Let us continue," Grimwald declared, drawing the attention of the attentive travellers. Eldoria, once a realm celebrated for its impressive technology, underwent a transformative shift as it developed a profound aversion to magic and alchemy. The essence of this aversion stemmed from a fundamental difference in the approach to these mystical arts. Magic users gifted with innate abilities rarely charged for their services. They viewed their magical talents as divine gifts meant to be shared without monetary exchange. This cultural perspective led them to find the act of charging for something bestowed effortlessly upon them as vulgar. In contrast, the Eldorian government faced a challenge magic that was freely shared could not be taxed. The natural inclination of magic users to provide their services without financial gain meant that the government struggled to generate revenue from this segment of the population. On the other hand, the burgeoning technological advancements, including clockwork mechanisms and ingenious machines, produced substantial tax revenue. Furthermore, magic users, with their ability to replicate the effects of these inventions effortlessly, seldom engaged in the economic transactions that fueled the government's coffers. The angels' visit to Eldoria, while stirring unrest with their negative portrayal of Umbrathorn, provided a convenient opportunity for the government. Seizing upon the disquiet caused by the angels' words, the Eldorian government covertly engaged in fear-mongering. They subtly confirmed existing fears and suspicions within the populace, fostering an environment of apprehension toward magic and anything beyond the confines of Eldoria. As a consequence of the historical revolt around the time of the angels' departure from Umbrathorn, Eldoria witnessed the orchestrated expulsion of magic users from the realm. The government, leveraging the unrest fueled by the angels' narratives, executed this strategic move to address the financial challenges posed by the free-sharing nature of magic. Simultaneously, it solidified the growing fear and aversion towards magical arts within Eldoria's cultural fabric. In the aftermath, magic users sought refuge in safer lands, mirroring the angels' departure from their realm. Observing the exit of the celestial beings, Eldorian magic users followed suit, expatriating to Luminae. This mass migration brought both joy to the angels and dismay to the native residents of Luminae. In response to the exodus, steps were taken to isolate Eldoria from the Seven Realms, ensuring that magic users would not attempt to return. It was during this transformative period that the Nexus Point Inn emerged mysteriously around the one stable portal in Eldoria. Yes, dear travellers, you heard me correctly. Within this mysterious and seemingly magical inn resides a room, locked similarly to the one in Umbrathorn. However, there is a distinctive difference, a magical key that unveils a concealed door for those with the knowledge to access it. Distinctively, our Eldoria, a realm valuing knowledge, has maintained records of the portals and two of the realms, Luminae and Umbrathorn. However, over time, the knowledge of the remaining four realms slipped away. Officially, the Eldorian government claimed the portal's closure was for the people's protection, yet the underlying motive was power and control wielded by those in authority. A movement advocating reliance on clockwork machines, touted as intriguing innovations, clashed with the magic users who could perform similar tasks effortlessly. The government prioritized the commerce generated by new technologies over the comfort magic users provided, sparking conflict. A campaign to discredit magic users as dangerous escalated, leading to a mass exodus to Luminae. With the goal of controlling the remaining magic users, Eldoria established the Eldorian Senate, a governing body tasked with overseeing them and managing the portal. As the Senate's influence grew, tales of the other realms, once integral to Eldoria's collective knowledge, gradually transformed into bedtime stories. The rich history of the realms became a fading memory, leaving behind only faint whispers of what once existed in the annals of Eldoria's history. Indeed, many of the historical events recounted in these tales may be familiar to you, dear travellers. However, what I offer you is not merely a repetition of known facts, but the concealed side, the suppressed truths that the Eldorian government deems too perilous for public knowledge. As you sit in the midst of these tales, you are gaining access to the other side of history, the parts obscured by official narrative. In Eldoria, where time has sculpted my countenance into something of an enigma, I've witnessed the ebb and flow of centuries. Despite my appearance, I have traversed the corridors of history, observing events that unfolded hundreds of years ago. What you're receiving here is the continuation, the sequel, the untold side of the stories etched into the chronicles of the Seven Realms. The Eldorian Senate, with its secretive motives, guards the knowledge of the Nexus points, and as of this telling, Eldoria stands as the lone realm that has yet to reopen its portal. Trust is a delicate thread in this intricate tapestry of secrecy, and I believe that Eldorians like yourselves can be entrusted with the hidden truths within these tales. Having laid the groundwork of the Great War's origins, the narratives weave forward into a tapestry of events that unfolded during the quiet epochs after the angels departed. Imagine centuries slipping through the hourglass in an almost meditative hush where the portals to Luminae, Umbrathorn, and Eldoria lay dormant, tightly sealed. It's within this hushed interlude that a mysterious cataclysmic event, a seismic shift, occurred, a pivotal moment that tore through the thin veil separating the realms. Now, dear travellers, we enter an era not confined to the bedtime stories of yore, but etched in the experiences I directly encountered or gleaned from first-hand accounts. Picture yourself standing at the precipice, peering into a world reshaped by this enigmatic event, where each revelation and adventure awaits your eager curiosity. Let the tales unfold, and may the untold stories guide you through the labyrinth of a transformed reality. As we venture into the concealed annals of Luminae, Umbrathorn, and Eldoria, you'll discover narratives woven with forgotten threads and untold tales. The histories revealed here may challenge what you thought you knew, offering the unvarnished, sometimes unsettling truths kept concealed by those in power. Are you prepared to embark on this epic journey, seeking the whole story rather than the sanitized versions our esteemed government deems fit for public consumption? Will you dare to uncover the veiled atrocities and reclaim the knowledge hidden from you? If your curiosity beckons, Join us on this expedition to unravel the tapestry of realms once united in peaceful cooperation. What challenges await and what sacrifices must be made to mend the bonds strained by the relentless march of time? Return for the ongoing saga, where mysteries will unfold, alliances be tested, and the fate of these realms delicately hangs in the balance. Embrace the adventure, unearthing the secrets that may unlock the path to restoring the harmony and joy that once defined these extraordinary lands. Together, we may hold the key to Eldoria, rejoining the Seven Realms, our ultimate goal shrouded in the unfolding tales yet to come. If you enjoyed this tale, please like and subscribe. If you know of another traveler who would like to learn of our history and join in our adventures, please share the location of our storytelling channel with them as well. As the night befalls us here, I sense your weariness after our exciting tale. I humbly invite you all to unwind in the tranquil embrace of our nocturnal nook, enveloped by serene surroundings and gentle melodies. Wishing you a restful night, dear travelers, as tomorrow promises a new array of stories and exciting adventures. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to entertaining you again very soon. Good night.